it's time for us to start harping our way through the timeline of our feature match of the week, which is, of course, Ulster v Leinster in round 3 of the 22-23 BKT United Rugby Championship. It was a 7:35 kickoff on Friday at the Kingspan. The conditions were, let's just say for now, variable. One thing we were saying was we had an impressive backline that was scoring a lot of tries for Ulster coming against Leinster's defence, and it was the first test of that. So we're going to start with you, Tom. What happened from there?
For me, looking back on the game, there was signs in them first few phases that where Ulster were going to have difficulty later on in the game, and we touched it in the second half. Ulster did have about 10 or 11 phases, all between our 10-metre line and our own 22, and they weren't really going anywhere. And I noticed a lot of times when I was looking back at the game, it was 3v1 at the ruck. Ulster were putting in 3, Leinster were leaving the tackler in there. So Leinster were quite happy to fan out and go, you have to try and get through us. And it was 3v1, it was sometimes 3v2, it was 2v1, 3v1, but a lot of 3v1s a lot of the time were Ulster were putting bodies into clear of the ruck. And that basically meant, we can all do our maths, it was 12v14 fanned out. So Ulster were really struggling to find a hole. So that's something we've looked at in the first 2 games. Leinster's defence, and they don't look like they're targeting at least the first initial 3, 4, 5, 6 rucks, that they're quite happy to fan out and trust their defence. And it ended up with Herring, knocking on off a short inside pass when it was a difficult one. Ulster were trying to take a chance there, but the early signs were there for what way Ulster were going to attack their own ball at ruck and what Leinster were going to do in return.
Yeah, it's really impressive to watch. I mean, I always say you never see YouTube clips of defensive stands. But I think, if you appreciated what they were doing, like the way you described it there, you really could. You could analyze, because sometimes they make a break and you think that they might get into the 22, but then 2-3 phases later, they've been driven back 10 meters just by big tackles and correct positioning and targeting where the ball is going to go.